Hello. In this lecture, we are going to consider behavioral addictions. This is about addiction without drugs. It's about disorders where there is an excessive behavior, for example, with gambling, internet use, or perhaps shopping. We often hear people say that they are addicted to eating certain kinds of food, or that they are addicted to watching certain television shows. People have written books about their various addictions. People have asked me if I thought that their internet use was an addiction. Before we can responsibly say that something is addicting, there has to be a scientific study of this problem. It has to be clearly demonstrated that the behavior in some people has characteristics of a brain disorder or addiction. At this time, we can say that there is evidence for gambling as an addictive disorder, and it seems likely that in the future there will be more evidence and some addiction behaviors will be considered an addiction that may require treatment for some people. What have we learned about gambling that allows us to classify it as an addiction for some people? Well, it's been shown that gambling can be a persistent behavior that causes harmful effects in life. The harmful effects, of course, can be a loss of money, such that you don't meet your obligation, like paying to rent or buying food for your family. In addition to gambling away money that you need, there are some other characteristics. For example, you haven't been able to cut back a stop, and you experience stress when you try to stop. You may lie or try to control how much you gamble, and you may gamble after episodes of stress. As with other addictions, you may be able to walk away from gambling for some time, but then relapse. Studies have documented that there are people who behave in this way and who benefit from treatment. You may have recognized that many of the characteristics of gambling disorder are similar or those for drug abuse disorders or addictions. I refer to continued use in spite of negative consequences and relapses after or during stress. This will be among the criteria for all addictions. Can you get help or treatment for gambling? Of course you can. You only have to find a suitable treatment provider. What if you're involved with internet use, or shopping, or sex to the point there is causes personal distress because of harmful consequences? Even though these behaviors may not be officially classified as addiction right now, you can still get treatment for these problems if you need it. So, in that sense, it doesn't matter if the behavior of officially described as a disorder or an addiction. If you have a problem, help is available. In summary, here's 3 main points. Certain behaviors can be addictive in the sense that you continue to do them again and again, even though they have harmful consequences. The main behavior that this has been documented for is gambling. In the future, other behaviors are likely to be established as addictive disorders for some as well. If you are involved in a behavior that is somehow destructive to you, you can still get help from a treatment professional, no matter what it is. After this lecture, I'd like you to go to the internet and look at various sites that deal with gambling as an addiction, and I'd like you to focus on 2 different kinds of sites. The first type I'd like you to look at shows that describe gambling as an addiction. What do they say about it? The next kind and site I'd like to do looked at treatment sites. Identify 1 or 2 places or groups that gambling. Are the different kinds of gambling treatment? I think you will see that there is a much viable having to have with gambling as an addiction. Finally, let me briefly review the topics covered in this first week. The definition of addiction and abuse have been described. I've talked about how drug use has persisted throughout history and what that may mean. It's been noted that the brain, the organ of behavior, is central to the addiction problem. Many kinds of drugs and some very have been addicting, and this can be very detrimental both economically and personally. There is more to come on each of these ideas in future lectures.